guys. I just wanted to come on today and speak for everybody at Splashes and say how much we really miss you, and we can't wait to see you back at the salon. And we really care about you guys, and so we all got together and figured out, we know that these grays are getting to us, and so we figured out a way to kind of hold us over during this time. So since we can't be together, we figured out a way that we could help you in the meantime. So today we're going to go over how we have 3 different packages that you can get through calling Splashes. So one is the custom color, which we will mix up your formula and have it delivered to your house. There's the premium color, which is the B3 oil, which helps for the gray coverage and for color longevity. It's really nice to condition the roots. And then there is the luxury, which is your color with the B3, and then we add high-end luxury mask. And it's like the warm hug that we wish we could give you. So there's 3 different packages that we're excited about. And if you need more information, there's going to be buttons down below. You could just simply call Splashes Salon and we will have your color custom mixed up. Let's get into a great application that you can do at home to get you through during the meantime. So what you want to do when you are getting ready to color hair is make sure that you wear like a button shirt, something that you can like just pull off real quick. You don't want to have to pull that over your head. And you want to make sure too that when you are getting ready to touch up your hair, you get a towel that you're not really crazy about and just fold that. And then you're going to grab a clip and you're going to put that clip on. Now in your kit, you should have gotten, I already put my color in, your color, okay, with your bowl, a container of your developer, whisk. You could use the brush, but I find the whisk helps to blend it better. And then your brush, okay? So I'm going to start to mix the color up. So I've got my color here, and I'm just going to put the developer in. And I also wanted to let you know, when you have the B3 serum, you're going to want to pour that in to your color before you apply it. I forgot to mention that. So I'm from the future, and I just figured I'd drop in and let you know. I'm going to use my little whisk to get the extra developer out. So I'm going to put my gloves on now. I should have done that earlier. So I'm going to put my gloves on, and I'm going to mix up my my color. So you just want to make sure it's nice and blended. I mean, you don't have to go crazy. It's not like you're whipping eggs or anything, but you just want to get it nice and fully blended. And you want to be careful of not like dropping a lot of hair color. It can get really messy. I'm sure you guys have had the experience. So as you can see, I'm grabbing some color on putting it on the brush, but I'm not like loading it up crazy. And you really want to make sure that you want to like make sure you have enough on the brush to saturate the hair, but not like enough. Now you can see like I have some gray going on there. So we just want to cover that up, and you want to kind of just be careful. You don't want to like slop this down. You want to just kind of apply it neatly to the root. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be applying this color for the first like inch on this side and an inch on that side. And so, because I really just want to kind of cover the area that we see. So I'm taking this section of hair, and it's only about, it's about 1/8 of an inch. And so I'm just going to paint very gently and carefully. And then I'm going to paint a little bit on this side too, wiping it a little bit off. This makes sure that you are getting good saturation, especially when you have gray. Making sure that you have, see, and like I'm not taking a ton of hair color. You don't want it to get too sloppy. So you just want to make sure that you're being really careful with your sectioning, because you don't want to be overlapping that hair color. That can cause color banding, and you know, that's why I'm kind of telling you when you're, or I'm showing you to take little sections, because you really don't want to overlap that color. It can cause banding, and then that becomes more of like a color correction, especially towards the back, because you don't want that color to be deepening up the back part of your head. So I'm just going to be applying this here. And this, again, remember, this isn't like a full-on touch-up. This is just to get you through for now. So I'm going to paint this down. And then I'm going to use, I'm not like digging this comb into my head. I'm just kind of lightly bringing it over back to the center part where we started. And I'm just going to be placing, oops, I went a little, just a little bit of color there. And you want to make sure that you take really fine sections. And then again, you don't want to put a ton of color on that, so you just want to make sure. You want the color to saturate the hair nice and evenly, and it's especially if you have a lot of gray, you want to make sure to take time. And the smaller the section, the better distribution of the hair color, because it'll just be more even. Okay, I'm going to do one more section of this. Allergies. And then one more of this section. And then we're just going to paint around the hairline. Like this. So as I'm like working around the hairline, you can see, you don't want to like, you want to be real careful not to spread that hair color too far back. So as I'm working around the hairline, I'm being really careful to not like overlap that color, because I don't want it to get too, I don't want to overlap any highlights, or you don't want to overlap on your really blonde hair because it could discolor a lot. So just be careful as you're applying that touch-up through there. Okay, now if you have really stubborn grays, you want to make sure that you take the time to go over that hairline and make sure it's really fully saturated, because a lot of times those gray hairs around the hairline will dry out, and what happens is they don't tend to take that color really well.
Those of you that really want to be adventurous, you can do your whole head, but work just on the front, making sure, as you can see, I'm just working very gently. I'm not overlapping that color, I'm taking my time, really small sections, you know the drill.
You want to make sure that you get a family member to get the back done, because you really don't want to overlap on that back hair. Just take my word for it. Get a family member or a helpful child to take care of the back. I'm going to call my daughter Kira, and she's going to be applying the color on the back of my head.
So now you want to remind your family member to take their time, work the sections at 1/8 of an inch, and work slowly not to overlap the hair so that you don't get any banding. All right, you guys got this.
These foil strips like this. So you're going to take these foil strips, and I made them about like 1 inch wide, and you can kind of go around the face. Now this is so, if you have like really stubborn gray, this is a good way to keep the hair saturated while it's processing, because the hair around the hairline tends to get dried out. And when that happens, it doesn't, the grays around the hairline they won't take. So this is a good way. I know that if you come to the salon at times, we'll do end papers, but since most people don't have perm hair end papers, tin foil will work. Take the shower, just a couple pointers. When you go in and to rinse this out, make sure you put your head back, because hair color will burn you, and we just don't want something like that to happen. You know, I know that you guys have colored your hair before on your own, but just sometimes we forget certain things, so you don't want that in your eyes. So just make sure you tip your head back. Also, this is for gray color retouch and single process color. So if you are a highlight or a double process, you're just gonna hang in there as much as you possibly. We're so excited to be able to help you and to get for us all to get through this time together. And when you're done and you've finished the processing time, just take a picture. We want to celebrate with you. We want to celebrate that we got through this together. So we cannot wait to see you again at Splash's Salon.